Hello everyone, welcome to another video. This time I'm gonna be predicting the Eastern Conference first, and then we'll obviously predict also the Western Conference, but this is just the Eastern Conference predictions. And yeah, let's get straight into it. So, do we start from the top or the bottom, actually, is the question. I mean, I guess the bottom is pretty simple. I guess I'm just gonna put it like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Alright, so 15 teams, let's get into it. The bottom, as you see last year, it was the Pistons, obviously, with the worst record in the league. The Wizards weren't, much behind. They had just a 1-game lead over the Pistons for the worst team in the league. And this year, I think the Pistons are going to be better than the Wizards. I do think the Hornets are still going to be better. So I guess the pick for the number 15, the worst team in the Eastern Conference, is between the Wizards and the Nets. I do think it should be the Nets based on the players that both teams have. Obviously, the best players on the Nets are, I guess, Ben Simmons if he's truly good. Dorian Finney-Smith and Cam Jordan are, really solid players, but I think they're gonna get traded eventually. Dennis Schroeder is also there. He's probably gonna get traded, and they'll obviously be playing Cam Thomas and all these young guys, while the Wizards, they have also a lot of young guys. They have at least Jonas Valanciunas before he gets traded in December. And I guess I'm just a bigger believer in Jordan Poole, even though it's gonna be a tight race. I think this race between the Wizards and the Nets for Cooper Flag and the worst record in the league is gonna be really tight. And it's gonna be really intriguing to watch. But for now, I feel like it's gonna be Nets at number 15, Wizards at number 14. The Bulls are a team that should certainly be below the plane, in my opinion. Zach LaVine's probably gonna get traded eventually. Vucevic hopefully is gonna get traded eventually. They need to play more of their young guys, but they're gonna be solid. So these last 3 spots under the plane are between the let me see. Let me put the teams first so I can figure it out. Hawks, Raptors, Hornets, pardon me, Hornets, and Bulls. Those are the teams I would project to be somewhere around these spots. Now, the question is, who do we trust the most here? Can Scotty Barnes and RJ Barrett, play well off each other and bring Toronto closer to the plane? Maybe. Trae Young, can he and the young players around him make the play-in? The Bulls, if they keep LaVine and Vucevic and they are healthy with Lonzo and everyone, and maybe Giddy gets a break off, they could certainly make it. And if LaMelo stays healthy, I like this Hornets team with the new coaching staff. So, what do we do here? This is gonna be really tough, actually. After the last 2 plays, it's gonna be really tough to predict everything. So for now, I like the Bulls at number 13. I just don't trust Josh Giddey. I like Kobe White. I like Zach LaVine. I like Lonzo Ball, but he still is gonna have to, get himself into true basketball shape, even though he looked really good in his debut. I like Matas Buzelis, but he's gonna have to wait before he starts. I don't know, maybe I'm too down on the Bulls, but I think it would also be the best for them if they were actually more down in the order, so they can finally get to the rebuild that they've been avoiding for the last 2 years, and actually rebuild this team. So that's my opinion for number 13. No. I think I'm gonna go with the Raptors at number 12. Once again, they're gonna go 12. I think they're gonna be better than last year, but I don't think it's gonna be enough for a play-in. Maybe around 32 wins, if everything goes well. But I don't think it's gonna be better than the 12th seed once again. Then I actually don't know between the Hawks and the Hornets. I really like the Hornets this year with the coaching staff, while the Hawks are in a rebuilding year, but they still have Trae Young. So I'm gonna go a little bold with the Hornets. I'm gonna just pray that LaMelo actually stays healthy this season. He's gonna be wearing ankle braces for the first time in his career for the whole season. So hopefully he just proves me right that I have a right to believe in this team and the young guys that they have, and Brandon Miller is gonna be good. And like I said, I really like Charles Lee as a coach. I think they're on the come up if, you know, LaMelo stays healthy. And now it's actually really hard. Now this is the hardest part. I'm gonna start with the number 1 team because I just genuinely believe there is no debate that the Celtics are gonna be number 1. None of us can imagine this team winning 64 games last season. They should be even better this year. With, you know, all their guys getting the championship experience, with, I mean, you know, them still being doubted, right? Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum are still being just doubted and somewhat frowned upon from time to time. So I think the Celtics are gonna be the number 1 seed once again. Then, this is probably my biggest hot take. I think the Orlando Magic are gonna be at the number 2 spot. They were 3 games off of it last year. They improved their shooting guard spot, which means they all, I mean, with KCP, they should have just infinitely more shooting. I believe in Jalen Suggs getting better. I believe in Anthony Black taking an opportunity in this team. I believe in Paolo and Franz. I hope Franz just, you know, shoots better this year. And they both should be better with their age and the expectations. I mean, obviously there are more expectations, so they could fall flat on their face, but I like the defense. Defense wins you games. And I think they're going to be better offensively. I think they're not going to compete for the number 1 spot, but I think they're going to get away with the number 2 seed. And I mean, everyone's gonna want to play them in number 1 in round 1. Then I don't know if, you know, I don't know. I think number 3 spot is gonna be the Sixers. With Paul George in there, he should be fine. Obviously the injury scare already has been there, and you overall just fear Embiid and Paul George being unhealthy this season. But I mean, you can predict off of injuries anyway. Even though with a team like the Sixers, you might say that it's actually possible to, you know, talk about the injuries. Anyway, I like the Sixers here. I think they're gonna be the number 3 spot. Then I actually like the New York Knicks at number 4. But I genuinely think the number 2 to number 7 is gonna be really fucking tight. But I do like the Knicks here. I think they're gonna be really solid. And they're gonna, I mean, they're gonna be tough in the playoffs, but I don't think the regular season will be as great as a lot of people predict, actually. You're scared with Mikal Bridges. I'm scared about some of the chemistry there, and some of the vibes, but, and I like the Magic and the Sixers a little better this season, or in the regular season at the very least. And then we still have 5 teams to go, which is goddamn tough. We have Giannis and the Bucks, who obviously were the number 3 seed last year, and the vibes are bad there. They have not improved that much besides Gary Trent Jr., so you're scared about the Bucks. Then you have the Cavaliers, who have a new coach, and Darius Garland wants something to prove. You expect Evan Mobley to be better. They lost Max Strus early in the season, which is bad for their bench, but they should be also really good. The Pacers should be really good. The Heat should be really good. Or the Heat are on the fence, but I think they're gonna have a bounce back here. So, am I gonna go bold with the Milwaukee Bucks, actually? Or am I just overthinking it? They have Giannis, and Giannis is just gonna, you know, carry them to some good spot here. I'm gonna go with the Bucks at number 5. Not going bold with them being in the plane, but I could see it happening if things go badly. And then I'm gonna actually go with the Cavaliers at number 6. While number 7, I'm gonna go with the Heat. Then I'm gonna go with the Pacers at number 8. But I think all these teams will be over 500 without a question. And who the fuck am I actually missing? Celtics, Magic. Who am I missing? Oh, the Pistons, actually. I completely forgot about the Pistons. Oh yeah, so I think it's gonna go Hornets, Hawks, and I think the Pistons could be at somewhere here, I guess. I think they could, if everything goes well, maybe fight for the play-in, but I don't know. The top 8 teams in this conference are crazy, and it's also hard to predict these teams below them because, you know, either of them could be the 9 through 13 is hard to predict, and the 2 through 8 is so hard to predict. Like, it's truly incredible how viable all these predictions can be. So these are my predictions off the top of my head, how I have, you know, my gut feeling, essentially. Even though some part of me just wants to put the Bucks at number 7 or something like that. But I'm just gonna stick with this. Let me know your thoughts about the Eastern Conference this season. Do you completely disagree with me? What do you think is my biggest hot take? What is your biggest hot take? And yeah, I'll catch you all with the Western Conference predictions. And we obviously have the power forward and center tier lists to round off our preseason coverage. And we'll have the regular season back, essentially. So thank you for listening, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you all whenever next time.